Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Devyn and today I'll be talking to you guys about postpartum. You guys have been following along, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Devyn. I just had my first baby, my little boy Theodore, about 4.5 months ago. Postpartum was rough. I think it was a lot harder than pregnancy, honestly. And I'll tell you guys why. I don't want to scare you or anything, but I just don't think that I was fully prepared. And so I want to share with you guys some of the things that just made it a little easier and that I wish that I would have started sooner. And these are all things I'm definitely going to be implementing if I have the ability to get pregnant again in the future. I'm also going to share with you guys just a little bit of my journey and some of the things that I wish I would have done differently and things that were a little hard and I felt like nobody talked about and stuff. So before we get into the video and all the products, I want to go ahead and just mention, if you have not done so already, make sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking that red subscribe button. That way you don't miss any of my future videos. I make videos basically now on motherhood. I have done some on pregnancy and I'm trying to get into the swing of things. You know, like I said, I'm a first-time mom. The newborn life is just a lot and I'm trying to get into a routine to where I can try and film and all that. But if you guys like that type of content, I'd love it if you'd subscribe. Make sure to like this video if you want to see more types of favorite product videos like this in regards to pregnancy or motherhood. And you can also follow me on Instagram. It's just Life by Devyn. You can see a little bit more of my day-to-day. I do post there a lot more than I do on YouTube right now because it's just a little easier with a newborn to just whip my phone out versus film an entire video and edit it. But I'm trying. I will also make sure to link any of the things that I can find, a link to down in the description box below, just so it could be a little easier for you guys to pick up some things if you're trying to prepare for the postpartum time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the favorites. So I'm not gonna lie, I have been avoiding filming this video because even just saying postpartum is a little triggering for me, which I know that might sound dramatic, but if you're new here, I did film a whole series of pregnancy updates up from when I first found out I was pregnant all the way until my birth vlog, where you can actually see me birth my son, which is so amazing. I love that video and I've gotten such a great response from that video and so many people saying that they found encouragement and cried with me and all that kind of stuff, which is so sweet. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure to check my description box and you can find that there. But I would say that in general, my pregnancy and my birth was pretty smooth. I was very fortunate just to have a really great experience. Of course with pregnancy there's a lot of fun symptoms and stuff, and with the birth, if you watch it or if you listen to me talk through my birth as well, my birth story, you know, there were some things that were a little stressful. You know, I had to be induced, which I didn't think was going to happen because my water broke and I didn't contract, and I had to push for almost 2.5 hours, which was a lot, right? But in general, it was a very great experience. And yeah, I was just so overwhelmed with just having my son there. And so it was just very beautiful and memorable. And I loved all of that. Honestly, it was just a great experience. Then insert the postpartum period, and not period, menstrual period, but just the time of postpartum. It was a lot. So I talk about this in my birth story, but I did have a 2nd-degree tear, which I think was probably the main reason for why my postpartum phase was a little bit more difficult than I expected. I watched all the postpartum videos that I could find, favorite products and things like that. So I felt like I had a lot of things just prepared and packed in my bag and all of that. But honestly, I don't know. I know for sure I was not prepared for the pain and discomfort and difficulty just moving around with a newborn from down there. So it could have been because the induction, sometimes that could increase the chances of tearing. Could be because I pushed for 2.5 hours, that it was a lot of trauma. And just the way that he came out, he was a bigger baby. I don't know, but it was really hard. So I had a 2nd-degree tear. I also had some hemorrhoids that happened from pushing as well, one really large one. And so that was really hard. And yeah, it was just there was a lot going on down there. So I did get an epidural, so I didn't feel the pain necessarily during. But afterwards, once I was put into the postpartum room and my epidural was wearing off, you know, I started to feel things slowly. There was just a lot going on, and it was a lot harder than I thought. And so I don't want to scare you, but I just want you to like just be prepared for, especially if you're going to get an epidural, that there could definitely be a lot of pain afterwards. And that's not the case for everyone. Like, I feel like most people have said like, oh, it's fine, whatever. Like, here, I used these pads and this and everything was good. And like, I'm over here, like I felt like I was like slapped in the face, like with the amount of discomfort that I was in, especially when I went home. So again, I don't know if that's just because I had the secondary tear and the hemorrhoid, but it was really hard. I think also too, like the first poop was way harder than I thought. And I think I could have done a lot more to prepare for that as well. I'm thinking about doing like a things that I wish I would have done differently type of video, so I can talk about some of the things that I've learned throughout the postpartum phase and motherhood that I wish I would have started sooner. That would have maybe made my journey a little bit easier. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments down below. But that first poop was really, really, really hard. Well, no pun intended. So yeah, we'll talk about that stuff later. But I just wanted to let you guys know that it was definitely the hardest part of birth was the postpartum phase and just the recovery down there. So I want to share some products with you guys that really helped me. And so again, this is not to scare you, but and like I got through it and it's fine now and I'm fine down there. But just be prepared, just so that you're not like me, thinking that it's not going to be that bad and then getting slapped in the face like, no, this is way harder than you thought. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the actual products that I thought helped me. I do have a list in my phone, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that out so that I can like stay organized. So first things that I want to mention is things to wear. I had packed things up in my diaper, not my diaper bag, my hospital bag, that I did not even touch because I did not want anything like down there. I wanted it to be all open. And so what I recommend is a button gown type of situation. So that's like what I liked, that and robes. So these you can get from Stars Above line from Target. They obviously have them at a bunch of different stores. You can get different ones on Amazon, but these are so soft and stretchy. This is in a size medium. The medium or the large would work perfect for postpartum, at least for my body type, so definitely look into it. But they're super, super stretchy, and they have the buttons here. So what's really nice is that, you know, if you're wearing the disposable like underwear or the diapers or large pads, whatever, it's just really easy to take on and off, and you don't have to worry about shorts or pants. I personally just really liked having a gown. It was just way easier, especially going to the restroom, because that's a whole ordeal, especially early on. Also with breastfeeding, just like way easier. You don't have to worry about a lot going on. You just take it down. I did do a breastfeeding favorites video, so I'll definitely make sure to link that down below if you've not watched it, because I do exclusively breastfeed, and I still swear by these. These are my favorite PJs. They're so soft. I want to have them in like every color. I have blue and black and gray. But yeah, you may like pants, but no thank you. I also had my baby in the summer, so that could be why as well. But you definitely want to at least have this as an option if you're like me. Now, if you don't want to have those nightgowns, another option is a robe. So this one I got from Amazon. They do have one from the Stars Above line as well. But I just remember picking this up a couple weeks before I gave birth. And it's a postpartum robe. So it's just it's thin, but it's like stretchy again. So it's not like a super hot, warm robe where you're going to be sweating. And the sleeves are not like completely long sleeve, but they're just like this. So they give a little bit of coverage. And yeah, it's just very stretchy, very comfortable. You can wear it even pregnant, and you basically look very pregnant after you have the baby. So it's very roomy around the midsection, which is nice. So it covers completely. So again, same situation here. All you had to do was just open it up to breastfeed or pull it around when you go to the restroom. And I just found that these were so easy. So basically I would wear either of these with like a nursing bra, and then what I'll talk about, either like the diapers, pads, disposable underwear, whatever. So again, I'll link these down below. This is just what I lived in postpartum, and honestly still do. It's so easy. You don't have to worry about getting 2 pieces. You just throw that on. All right, next step is the infamous Peri bottle. So I'd heard a lot of people talk about these in postpartum videos, and I remember being in the hospital, like after they put me in the postpartum room and they were telling me to go to the restroom for the first time, and they gave me one of those just normal squirty bottles. And I remember, first off, that was so scary going to the restroom for the first time, but it really wasn't that bad. Like peeing, it was fine. Minus like looking down, I did not want to see all of the blood because there is a lot. So just FYI, when you go, there is going to be a lot of blood, but it's fine. They'll tell you what to look for to make sure it's not a hemorrhage or anything, but whew, lots of blood. I'm very much a weak stomach, so it's not my favorite. But the squeegee bottle thing that they gave us, I remember using. I was like, what's the point of a Peri bottle? This works just fine. So I did not even unpack this in the hospital because I was like, what they gave me is totally fine. I don't need this. But then I got home. I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and try it. Game changer. Like, oh my gosh, you have so much more control on where you're putting it and like the pressure. This is like, you can see how it squeezes. Just the, there's like multiple holes here, so you get more of like a spray coming out versus just like one little line of water. You get like, it really can get some pressure, and you can, again, direct it where you need to. So especially since I had hemorrhoids as well, not fun at all, I could direct it towards my area and then back there as well very easily, versus the other squirty bottle, you could, but not like, yeah, it was just like at a different angle. And this one you can get like right up under there. So I used this for quite a bit. I want to say almost 8 weeks. So between the 6 to 8 weeks, I think I stopped, but probably closer to 8 weeks because, you know, I was recovering from that tear and the hemorrhoid. So I used this sucker up, like, yeah. So just make sure you're always filling it up. It's just really easy. You just fill it up there, close it. It does have a top too that comes with it, but I don't know where that went. My cat was playing with it, and who knows where it's at this point. It does come with a case, so I'll be keeping it around for the next baby, hopefully. But yeah, this is actually not the one from, I think a lot of people talked about like the Frida one, but this one's really great. It's cute, it's pink, and yeah, I kept this everywhere that I went. And then a little tip, so if you're ever like going out to, you know, like family's house or whatever, you can pack the little squirt bottle that they give you from the hospital into like your diaper bag or something, and that could be like your on-the-go Peri bottle. Because like I said, I used one up until around 8 weeks or so. Not the kids for everyone, but that's how it was for me because I was very, very sensitive down there. I didn't want to touch it. I just wanted it to all heal because I did have stitches. I'm not sure how many stitches I had, but obviously had some since I tore. So Peri bottle is a must-have for me, game changer, with just being able to fully cleanse down there. You can even bring it in the shower with you as well, which I did end up doing a few times. I mostly used cold water to help with the stinging. A lot of people do warm water, but I honestly just did cold water. I'll go into the bathroom, and then you could bring it in with hot water in your warm showers. So that's how I used it. Okay, next up is Dermaplast. So my hospital did not give this. I'm not sure if other hospitals do, but I ordered mine, bought it in the hospital bag, and I'm so glad I did because it really did help. So this is the pain, burn, and itch one. So you want to get the blue one. And just be careful because sometimes online it could be like overpriced. It really should only be like a few bucks. I got mine from Walmart, and yeah, it's essentially like a numbing spray. And so I would have like a little combination that I would do every single time after I went to the restroom. So I would do the Peri bottle, and then I would spray this Dermaplast just directly all over there. So definitely get that. And then what I would do next is the Witch Hazel pads. So the Tux pads is the name brand, and that's what I originally had. And then I bought another couple of these because, like I said, it took me a while to recover down there. And the Tux ones are way more expensive, and they have like Walmart versions of them for a fraction of the price, and they work just as good. So you can see this just says maximum strength hemorrhoidal pads, but you can use them on the vagina as well. And they come with 100 pads, really cheap. And so essentially I would spray down there, and then I would make a little concoction on a pad. And so some people really like diapers. It depends. I don't know. I got some and they honestly were too like snug and tight, and I wanted things to be very loose. Like I said, that's why I didn't wear pants. So for me, I didn't like all of that, and I just liked disposable like underwear that they give you. So ask for extras from the hospital. That's a huge tip, is that they'll send you home with like extra pads, extra these, like ice packs. Like when they send you home, ask for extra. Most of the time they'll say yes. Mine offered, and I was like, yes, anything that you can give me. And so I actually have a couple extra of these. There was like 2 sizes of these, so I'm not sure. I think the one was like small, medium, one was like large, extra large. But this is what I preferred, and this is what I used for most of the time because I had a lot of them, and I would switch them out like every day, depending on, of course, like if there was leakage or whatever. So I would have these disposable underwears. Then I would grab a Maxi Pad. So they had like the hospital grade pads. I don't have any more of those because I used all them up, but they're essentially like extra wide and extra long. So initially that's what I started off with. And so I would put them in there, and then I would take like 4 of these little pads. They're just like little circles, and they smell like whatever. Like it's nothing crazy. Oh my god, just smelling that just like brought me back. I'm still trying to recover from that phase. Honestly, it was just way harder than I thought, guys. But so yeah, the pad, you would like unfold it, put that on there. They also gave me this little like cream for my hemorrhoids, so I would put that on there. So they're probably gonna prescribe you that if you have something similar. And then I would put everything back on. So yeah, we have disposable underwear, Dermaplast, Tucks/hemorrhoid pads, and then the hospital grade pads or Maxi Pads. I just got like the Walmart versions of these because they were super cheap. And so after I ran out of the hospital ones, I used these. Basically, there is these, and then eventually I, once my leaking subsided even more, then I just got these large, thinner pads. That way they weren't as bulky. These are also from Walmart. So you can get them from Amazon, Target, whatever. Just don't pay all the extra money for like the name brand ones. Now, sometimes, especially in the beginning, I would also have the ice Maxi Pads. So they will give you some of these at the hospital as well, hopefully. And so I did use through all of those. I also bought some from Frida, which I really love their products. And so I do have an extra one right here. This is the Frida Mom Instant Ice Maxi Pads. And these were, oh my gosh, so nice, especially when, again, you do the Dermaplast spray and then you put these on the ice pack. It was like extra cooling. I even heard that you can keep these in the fridge, but I just was going to the restroom so often, trying to keep everything nice and clean down there, that like, yeah, it wouldn't have worked for me. But yeah, the cooling sensation was so nice, especially whenever I was feeling extra painful down there, like from walking around and stuff. And so these are great. You just essentially like break them and shake them, and then it would be cool down there. They didn't last as long as I would have liked, but they really did help, especially when you were just like feeling a little inflamed or just hurting a bit too much. So I know they're really easily accessible at like Target or Amazon. So I did use almost the entire box up, and they were fantastic. Okay, next up is Stool Softener pills. So this again is just from the normal Equate Walmart brand. They were just like a few bucks, and this is just the normal, not the maximum strength, just the normal stool softener. So it's just like comparable to Colace. And again, something I wish I would have done differently is started taking this sooner, like at the hospital, and taken double the dose. So at the hospital, I think that they gave you like one little stool softener pill. And I brought these, so I didn't like take them at the hospital, and I wish that I would have. Because like I said, the first poo was so hard and so painful, and I think it was because I was constipated from maybe like the medication and everything, and also the hemorrhoid just really hurt with all of that. Plus, when you're pushing, you have the tear, and so that's having pressure on it, and it was just I hated it. So double up on this. I heard some people say take like 2 a day every single day for until you're like regular. So yes, definitely do this. I honestly, next time, will probably have Miralax or something, or like prune juice. But yes, do not sleep on Stool Softener. And if they only give you 1 pill in the hospital, ask them, hey, I got this extra stuff, can I take it? Because I remember them saying that, and I asked, they're like, oh, well, like, you should be fine with 1, but you can take more if you'd like. And I just decided to be like, oh, if they say I'm fine, like, I'll just take 1. Take the 2. Do yourself a favor, because you want to try and loosen all that stuff down there so it doesn't hurt as much. I wish I would have done that. So, Stool Softener pills, few bucks. It's going to make you way happier when you go. Okay, next up is a heating pad. This is just like a generic heating pad that I'll link for you. A heating pad's a heating pad, but remember those postpartum pains? They're like essentially contractions, like your uterus is contracting down. And if you breastfeed, it's even worse. So every time that I would feed my son in the beginning, like literally it hurt so bad, like, you know, like contractions of you giving birth. And so it was very, very hard. And they don't give you any sort of hard pain medication, just Tylenol or whatever. And that didn't really do anything for me. And so having a heating pad on there was really, really helpful. You would feel them in your stomach and even like in your back. And so the heating pad just definitely helped with all of that, even with just my uterus and like I was sore just from pushing for so long. And so it was really nice, you know, because you can't really use a heating pad when you're pregnant, like on your belly. So I hadn't used one in forever. And so being able to use one just to get some extra relief was really nice for the postpartum time. I actually brought it to the hospital, and I'm glad that I did, because that was really helpful as well. So yeah, it was definitely really helpful to have. They had like little heating pad things that you could use that they gave me at the hospital, but they were just smaller, and just having something really big on there to cover everything was really, really great. So definitely recommend. Next is an organic nipple butter by Earth Mama. I'm obsessed with Earth Mama products. They are just fantastic. The ingredients are amazing. I talked about this in my favorites for breastfeeding video. But obviously as first time mom, you know, breastfeeding is all new, and your nipples are definitely going to be sore at the beginning because your baby wants to eat all the time because they're newborn, and that's normal. And so they get pretty sore, maybe a little bit cracked. And so this stuff I used like ASAP in the hospital, and it was fantastic. You don't have to wipe this one off when you're feeding or in between feeds or anything, because the ingredients are safe for baby. So that was amazing, and it felt so great. I still use it. It is awesome. This is what I'd recommend. If you don't have a nipple butter yet, get this one. So, so great. Also from Earth Mama is this belly oil. So I was actually using this during my pregnancy as well, in conjunction with their belly butter, just to help with just my stomach stretching and all the stretch marks. But afterwards, you know, your belly is going down, and it was like a little bit itchy. It just felt dry. There was a lot going on. And so having an oil to really lather up in just felt so soothing, so nice, and relieving to that skin, just going through all that trauma. And so the Earth Mama belly oil is so great. It's just a light herbal oil, and it says no petroleum or mineral oil, parabens, or artificial fragrance, which are all things that you want to steer clear of in general, but especially when you have a newborn like right near you. So I didn't put this like on my breast or anything. I'm not sure if it's, you know, maybe it's safe for that, but I just kept it on my stomach, and it smells fantastic, and it feels fantastic, and you don't have to worry about the ingredients. So you definitely want to have some sort of moisturizer for your belly postpartum, but I would definitely recommend this, because then you can just feel confident about what is in it. And from one mom to another, this is awesome. Okay, and then lastly is a Squatty Potty. So I got this one from Amazon. I'll put a picture on the screen. It's actually like a portable one. I didn't end up using it at the hospital because I just decided I didn't want to put it in the bathroom. But I definitely used it once I got home, and obviously I told you the first 2 was very hard for me, and but I do think that that was helpful just to get into a good position, an optimal position for going to the restroom. There's like a lot of things that you can look up on it, but it basically just puts less strain down there when you go by putting you in a good angle and position and all of that. So it did help me just be able to go easier, and I now still use it and love it every time I go to the restroom. So TMI, but there you go. So I'll link that one down below. They have a bunch of different ones, but this one was gray, so I like the color. And you can fold it down and put it away if needed. Now, there's just in general things for breastfeeding that also help, so they could also be considered postpartum. So again, if you have not already watched my favorites for my breastfeeding video, make sure to check that out, because I talk about some other products as well that might be helpful that you'll want to prepare for. That really helped my breastfeeding journey. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.